provide safety and a sense of security that has enabled the emergence of a nighttime economy, contrary to the belief that it will never happen. We have operated the bus rapid transit scheme for almost 3 years, carrying millions of passengers in comfort, and it has now become a continental model, contrary to the belief then held that it was doomed to fail. We have restored order to Oshu and made it a choice route for millions of commuters, contrary to the belief that Agege Motor Road will remain impassable and that Oshu will remain a sad and impossible dark spot of our national life. We have converted the Oluwole area of Lagos from a den of forgers to a haven of commerce and business. And this has led to the emergence of a new ultra-modern Oluwole market. For those who held the view that our state had no agricultural capacity apart from fishing, we have again exploded that myth by expanding rice cultivation from 20 hectares to 250 hectares with packaging, and we are now heading to 500 hectares. From cynicism and condemnation, our local governments have moved to credibility and commendation, with a renewed sense of public service and determination to succeed by local government chairmen and other public officers at the local government level. Many people who left our state in the belief that it was chaotic are returning with a new belief and respect for the determination of negotiators to take their destiny in their hands as our state increasingly becomes the magnet for hosting local and international events. The FA Cup returned to Lagos after many years, as Lagos also hosted the Under-17 World Cup, the 4th and the 5th Impossibilities Summits, the 1st and 2nd Climate Change Summits, all of which have attracted local and international participation. The Nigerian Bar Association Annual Conference returned to Lagos in 2009 after an absence of 20 years. The recognition of our emergence as Africa's fashion capital earned us the right to host the ethnic face of Africa, and our tourism economy is blossoming with successful hosting of the Eyo Festival, the Lagos Carnival, the Heritage Festival, and the Boat Regatta. The economic benefits of these events, the jobs they have created, and the families they have sustained explain the new belief of our people in their state. We have demonstrated integrity and efficient use of public funds, and more Lagosians are now paying taxes voluntarily, contrary to the belief that our people were irredeemable tax dodgers. We have shown that impossibilities are excuses for failure, that it is always possible for a people to change whatever they do not accept. I must therefore express unqualified and sincere gratitude to all negotiators who certainly are too numerous for individual acknowledgement and who have contributed to this renaissance. Indeed, very recently, your government received a citation from the Green Crystal Health Group based in Sydney, Australia, for achieving the fastest infrastructure development ever undertaken in Africa. I am humbled for the opportunity you have given me to lead such a team of men and women and citizens who have found a unique courage and determination to confront history. All of us have found commonality of interest and purpose for a better Lagos that we cannot afford to disagree upon, because truly a brighter and rewarding future lies ahead of us. So thank you very much for listening.
My name is Akinwale Akorishade. I represent Sunday Punch. I want to congratulate the governor of Lagos State for the performance. But besides that, we see that the state is making so much effort in the area of refuse clearing. But we've heard so many times about the plan to have the waste to wealth initiative. We heard about waste recycling plant, but so far we just have.
Let me deal with the questions in order in which they came. The first one was about what we were doing about waste management and waste recycling, and the gentleman said all that was being done was to dump the waste inside. That is not quite correct. At the dump sites themselves, there is a lot of recycling going on there, and we are trying to improve the mode and the quality, because there are people sorting out paper from metal, copper, and all of that, who in themselves from that activity, in the way that it is in every dump site across the world, make money from sorting of refuse and use and save. That's the first step, and we are not different. We are trying to build more mechanized and automated sorting facilities within Olusoshi dump site, for example. But this has been held up for the last few years by a court action by some people who went to build houses inside the waste dump. And our attempts to evict them led to court actions. We ultimately had to compromise. I have approved payment of compensatory settlement in order to get the project ongoing, because they have no right to build in a waste dump. And I will come to the question of, and I think that relates to in some way to the question posed by the gentleman from FRCN about rights and displacement. That is one of those rights that people take in a free society like ours, when you go and cite a residential property inside a dump site. But conclusively on dump site, contrary to the assertion, there is actually a comprehensive waste reuse facility in Odogion in Ikorodu. The healthcare project continues to convert our organic waste day on day into fertilizer, and that fertilizer is being sold across this country and procured by not less than 11 state governments to my knowledge, including our farmers here. And when we tell you about the improved yield, agricultural yield in Lagos today, and the greening that you have seen going on, Ministry of Environment and many of our horticulturists in Lagos are patrons of that project. That is where they get the organic fertilizer and are speeding up the rate of grain that you see going on in the state. Let me say also that to the second question about pulling down, there was, you see, as you rightly acknowledge, we left too many things undone. For almost 30 years, we were fighting for the political soul of this country. And during that period, we didn't build. And as I said in my speech, during that period, we were procreating and bringing life on. And therefore, between maybe 1970, when Lagos was barely 500,000 people, it exploded to over 10 million, now exploded to 18 million. So in that big gap between migration and settlement,